Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another wrestling review. I'm of course joined by my fellow reviewer and future internet star, Joe. Say hi, Joe. He's pissed that we had to do a reshoot. And yes, this is a reshoot because of some microphone problems. Hopefully I've got them cleared up. And sorry for the not giving you a review on Monday. I'm just getting over a bad cold, which I got from my nephew. Thank you very much. But anyway, it's Thursday night. You know what that means? Time for some Impact Wrestling. They've been on a sort of a upward slide as of late. Can they keep the momentum going into Destination X this Sunday? I got my notes. Let's get started. Immortal is already to the ring with Bully Ray, Gunner, Abyss, and Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner out, and they call out Mr. Anderson, who they called out for his actions last week in helping Sting. Well, he didn't help Sting, he more like hurt Sting. But anyway, they each take their turns talking, and they tell him in uncertain words, tonight he makes a choice. Either he's with Immortal or he's against Immortal. Calm down, Joe, I know you're excited. Anyway, they decided that he'll make his choice after tonight's main event, which will be Immortal versus the team of Kurt Angle and Joker Sting. Speaking of that insane fuck, Sting appears in the rafters after his music is played. Crazy as all that be damned. The lights go out and Kurt hits the ring, giving everyone Angle slams and sending Immortal running. He too tells Anderson that he needs to make a choice. Either he's against Immortal or he's with them. This is an okay segment, not really much to go on, although I've never been high on anything that Immortal has done. Backstage, Beer Money is talking as they're discussing that tonight both of them will be in individual Bound for Glory series matches. Robert Roode has yet to get on the board yet. He's joined by the Pope and Samoa Joe at having no points. Even though he has a bad arm, he's still going to try. This leads to our first match, Crimson versus Bobby Roode. Now, I still don't buy Crimson's whole undefeated streak thing. Don't get me wrong, he's good in the ring, but there's nothing in his look or his personality that screams unstoppable, undefeatable monster. Not like old Joe and Goldberg. Anyway, this is an okay match. Bobby Roode sells the hell out of his arm, and which leads to him losing and getting more points for Crimson. Next up, there's a backstage segment where Abyss is missing his mask and is searching around for it. Lo and behold, TNA's resident Jedi Knight, Brian Kendrick, has it, and he uses it to call Abyss out to the ring. He starts talking about some metaphysical bull crap that only he talks about that I didn't have the honor of mentioning, and gives the mask back to Abyss. Abyss, of course, beats the ever-loving crap out of him. I mean, what were you expecting? Next match is the final X Division contract match, best match signing. The winner will go on to face Loki, Austin Aries, and Zema and Eon for a contract for TNA Wrestling. And the guys that are participating: Jesse Sorensen, Anthony Nese, and Jack fucking Evans. If you haven't heard of Jack Evans, then this guy is amazing. He is like Jeff Hardy, 10 years younger, 20 years more sober. He's worked in the last couple of years at AAA, which is a wrestling promotion that TNA has done a lot of work with. They've got some very good wrestlers. I watch AAA a lot, and it's one of my favorite promotions. I don't understand the hell what they're saying, but I love the wrestling. And Jack Evans is one half of a great tag team with Terry Hart, the New Hart Foundation, which indeed Jack Evans is actually a graduate of the Stu Hart Dungeon, so he's got the creds. This was an awesome, awesome matchup. This is what the X Division was about. This is what TNA needs to do more of. Push younger stars. Forget about these old fucks. Let them old and retire out somewhere in the desert or something. I don't care. Just push these guys, especially Jack fucking Evans. He made this match. He wins by pinning Anthony Nese after hitting a 650. I don't even know. There was a 6-something swanton, and it was amazing. You need to check it out. Jack Evans moves on. He'll be going out on Sunday to face Austin Aries, Senshi, and Zema Eon. I like this. I'm gonna watch it. Backstage, the recently reunited British Invasion discussed what their plans to do about the Mexican-American Nexus, or the Mexican-American Nexus, or as I like to call them, the Mexus. And Douglas Williams decides, well, since these bloody blokes are not going to put me in a match tonight, I'm going to have one at Destination X. I'm the best technical X Division wrestler there is, and I challenge anyone. I'm going to make an open challenge to anyone in the back. Be warned, X Division. Someone's going to eat a brick Sunday. Next up, Sting and Kurt Angle decide to talk strategy. Well, as much strategy as you can talk to with a guy dressed like the Joker, and who's acting like the Joker as well. Seriously, I love Sting as the Joker. It works. He's just off the wall nutty, and Sting is just looking at him like, dude, what the fuck? Like, oh, I don't know. Why so serious, Kurt? Why so serious? Next up, knockout handicap match. ODB and Jackie versus Velvet Sky. And if Velvet Sky beats either girl, both of them will not be appearing on Impact. This was an okay match. I am digging Velvet Sky a little bit more than I was before. I mean, I like her a lot more than Kelly Kelly, and that's saying something. It was an okay match. The end comes when ODB accidentally hits Jackie in the head with a steel chair. Don't know how that's not a disqualification. I don't know. And Velvet picks up the pin by hitting a spike DDT on ODB. Okay, standard knockout match. Next match, Four Corners X Division match between the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, the phenomenal AJ Styles, the pioneer of the X Division, Jerry Lynn, and Rob Van Dam's there for some reason. I don't know. But despite my misgivings about Rob Van Dam, this was actually a very, very good match. I'd recommend watching it. All four men on the top of their game. Jerry Lynn looks amazing out there. Sure, he's a little bushed, but the guy knows what he can do and what he can't do in the ring. And him and RVD have not lost a step when they wrestle together. So, there's a lot of action in the ring, and there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of great spots in this match. The end comes when RVD gets a blind tag on Jerry Lynn after he takes out Christopher Daniels, and then he hits the 5-star frog splash. 1, 2, 3, RVD wins. Next match is a Bound for Glory series match between Matt Morgan and James Storm versus the Pope and Devon. Now, as I'll remind you that in tag matches, only one person picks up the points, and that's the person who gets the win. Now, as you might not know, or if you haven't watched Explosion, no one has watched Explosion, Devon and the Pope are in the middle of a feud where the Pope has been making advances towards his wife and getting too buddy-buddy with his sons. This is a pretty good match, although the Pope looks completely out of place. But then at the end, the Pope nails James Storm in the back of the head with his belt. Then he looks like he's about to go for the pin when he invites Devon to get in the ring and take the win. At first, I thought this was Pope just going to be a dick to him, jump him from behind and pick up the points for himself. But no, he honestly lets the guy Devon pick up the points. Pope, you are a dumbass of the highest order. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this is just part of the storyline. They have to keep it interesting. No. He's a part of a series designed specifically to find the next #1 contender who will challenge the champion, whoever it may be, at Bound for Glory in the fall. Now, this is similar to someone, say, wrestling in a Money in the Bank match, and he's just inches away from getting the Money in the Bank. No one there to stop him, but then he climbs off the ladder and tells his worst enemy, the guy he's feuding with, go ahead, take it. I don't want it. That's like giving away a title shot. That's stupid. You can progress a storyline and get him to to get a guy more points. I mean, for Pope to give away points, that just makes him seem like he's better than the whole thing, than the whole series itself. I mean, we got guys like Bobby Roode, who has a busted arm, and he's still trying to make points, and this guy's giving it away. In the words of Red Foreman, street profit, ha, street dumbass. Next, we get a hilarious segment where Hogan beats up on Sting, and it is so ridiculous watching Hulk Hogan try to throw a punch. It's hilarious. I mean, he's like, ah! I mean, it's not that he's telegraphing his punches. It's not like he's phoning them and then emailing them and then twittering them and then text messaging Sting that he's going to throw a punch, and then he throws a punch. I mean, even Sting's laughing about it like a maniac until he gets taken out by a bat, and even then it's too stupid. I don't buy that beatdown any more than I buy anything that Hogan has done for 95% of his career. Hogan. Last match, Immortal versus Kurt Angle and no Sting. This is basically a 4-on-1 match since Sting is nowhere to be found after his beating at the hands of Hogan. It looks like Curtis is being outnumbered when Mr. Anderson comes out. He reaches for a tag for Kurt, gets a tag, and just starts taking out everybody. He then grabs Bully Ray for the mic check, but then decides, asshole time, and goes and gives Kurt the mic check. And then he goes over and tags Kurt because, well, Mr. Anderson's still legal and he can't let them, and it wouldn't look good for the champ to roll over for the members of Immortal. So Bully Ray pulls the crippled form of Kurt Angle back in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Immortal wins. They surround Kurt. They surround Anderson and look like they're gonna jump him, but then Anderson jumps into the arms of Abyss, signifying that he's indeed now a member of Immortal. Ed Hogan waddles his crippled, disgusting behind out there to signify, oh, you did that, brother. You did that, brother. Honestly, I didn't really care for this because they've been teasing this fucking heel turn for months, and I really didn't care less about when he turned heel or who he's turning heel against. But anyway, that's Impact Wrestling. My thoughts? Slightly above average show. Okay, there were some decent matches, some pretty good promos. I love Joker Sting. The X Division match was great. Jack fucking Evans rocks. The Four Corners match was brilliant. I didn't care too much for the main event, nor the Knockouts match, or the first match between Crimson and Bobby Roode. But overall, it was slightly above average. Not total shit, but there were some enjoyable parts in there. So, if you're going to watch it for the X Division match and the Four Corners match, if you're going to watch it for anything. That's all I can recommend. But that's Impact Wrestling. Tune in tomorrow when I review SmackDown. What will be the title situation now that Sheamus has instigated his pale self into the title picture? Who will Mark Henry kill next? Is Ted Jr. ever going to win a match? Find out tomorrow night. Anyway, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe, saying good night and wrestle on.